Today on Mallorca Uncovered, I'm going to go and meet property analyst and market real estate agent Harley James. Harley's the go-to person on the island for finding out what's going on, what's hot and what's not. Harley, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet
Thank you. And
What are you doing?
good morning, Sean.
Dax, pleasure.
Nice to meet you, Shane.
How's it going?
So here today with Harley, James is going to introduce us to the real estate market here on the island and give us an analytical breakdown of what's really taking place.
And this is the first time that they say the great speech, the American dream, is not going to be true, which is going to be you can be wealthier than your parents will be. It's not the case. It's gone the other way. We won't be able to buy. We're going to be on rent. And what I mean by that is that people always dreamt of something bigger. So going back. So imagine you're living in a good area, your parents live in a good area, and that you have to go to a subprime area. You just won't understand it. So what will happen? You want to live above your means. You want to go and rent somewhere where you can't afford. Live for the next 30 years in a rental, and then by the time you reach retirement age, whose problem is it going to be?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But like I was mentioning, imagine if they make affordable homes anywhere in the island. The problem is if you don't inform people that that's just the reality they're going to have to jump into, even these programs the government initiate won't be successful.
Yeah.
Because people, I've had this thing, right? I've had all my friends, they've mentioned to me, I don't want to live in, let's say in Peregarao, Songoleo. But actually that's like our duty, and we're going to lose out on one of the last opportunities.
It's really affordable places at the moment, those places. Yeah. It's the way that things are creeping over that way. I mean, Paragarao and Songaloo. I mean, even Songaloo, they're building new buildings down in Songaloo there. You got that by the way.
We have it right here, I can show you.
You got it, yeah.
No, it's basically this plot here.
Yes, exactly that, yeah.
We're stuck to the highway.
Yes.
And this promotion has sold at approximately between, off plan, at 250,000 to $500,000. Off plan, no, 320,000 to $500,000 off plan, and they're all sold. And this is in Songoleo, next to the highway.
Yeah.
That just shows you the demand. And right now they're also building here in Songoleo.
Yes.
This is the only available plots in the city.
Yeah.
And we could say this is affordable living because it's between 250, 300,000 for the smaller 60 square meter units.
Yeah.
But they're trying to give you also the facilities, the modern amenities like swimming pool, parking, storage. But at the end of the day, you're still paying next to the highway at the moment 300 grand. Yeah. Lucky. These apartments will go up in price.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, they're inside the autopista.
Yeah. So this is no Levant.
Yeah.
And this is all luxury. Years ago, this is also where locals lost out on an opportunity because they could have bought here for around 200, 250,000. And because, it was all been bought up, now the units are at 600,000.
I know.
So what I mean is, buying is not for everyone. I agree that if someone wants to rent and put some of their money towards a stock market, invest it and get better dividends in the long run, because if your idea is to buy and to make money off it in 30 years time, it's probably not the best idea.
Yeah.
It's probably better to put it in the stock market. The dividends are better.
Yeah.
Because your apartment will only increase double, your stock will probably go up 4 times.
Yeah.
So it depends on your goal. But if you are someone who wants to purchase, in my opinion, these are the steps you have to take. You have to start finding opportunities where they are. And you have to start getting informed of how to be able to purchase these things.
Security entrance to the property. I mean, nice. A little store is open. So here we have Lidl. And next to it, Rossmann. And we have someone moving in as I speak here. Someone is already moving their furniture into one of the apartments on the upper floor. Rossmann. Here you can see the van delivering furniture. So it's been very successful down here, and to all to say, the apartments are really nice. I have to say, they're spacious. They're close to the airport. They're in a great vicinity. 5 minutes walk down to the seafront. They're in Portugal. So, you know, you've got bus services, electric buses. So, you know. And now we have yoga. A yoga. I mean, what a contrast. I mean, now we've got a yoga practice school down here too in the Levant. So literally just behind here, a lot of the sub-Sahara immigrants are living, and the old Gitano families are living in Songolu in housing which is becoming dilapidated. And I'm pretty sure, just like where everywhere else is, those things will eventually, they'll get squeezed out. They get squeezed out in every city. I mean, look at this. This is now fringes of what was wasteland between the sea and the old city. And now we've got these rather exclusive looking apartments.
The government has to collaborate, and the way builders can do it is if they increase what it can be built on a single plot or not.
Well, the problem they got now, they need affordable housing for the people who live here. And that's when, I believe that, I think the Ayuntamiento have just bought some builders, we're going to start some construction projects. A hotel group, I think there may be a hotel group, is that correct? They may have bought somewhere a bit of land so they can build somewhere for their workers.
There is things for 50,000 euros on Idealista. We could do it right now. You could find an opportunity. So people, what I meant to say before is that if you start understanding how the real estate market works, and you do want to have your own home, and your idea is to buy your dream home, I recommend doing the ladder technique, right?
Stepping up, getting something cheap, jumping and selling, move up.
It's hard work. It's hard work, but a lot of people have done it.
Yeah.
So I say, you know what, the youth or the local people, if you want to make like this effort, you know, like to really get your dream home, you're gonna have to work for it.
Yes.
There is a way of doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everyone has to do it, but if that is your goal, and you want your 500,000 home, and you're saying, how do I get to it?
It's stepping on the ladder. It's got your property ladder story.
And exactly, a bit of sacrifice, buying, renovating, buying, and selling. If the thing is, if you only dream of buying a 500,000 euro home without a plan, it's never going to happen. But what I want to say is that if you can go past where you want to live, and you can and just envision where Mallorca is going, which is just going to be this prime real estate area, and you're lucky to have bought anywhere. In 10, 20 years from now, when we come up with these 50 to 100,000 euro prices, they're going to be, oh my God, you really had that opportunity? The same way as 20 years ago, you could have bought in the center for 200 grand. Yeah. And now we're going, do you really have that opportunity? Yeah. Don't lose out. Yeah. I mean, it's now or never. Yeah. I really think that in 20, 30 years from now, it's not going to be something you can afford. Like in Manhattan, you're going to have to buy probably in the peninsula, and if you want to get a flight over, you can live in Spain.
He moved out from Manhattan, went to Williamstown, and gets all those across the river. Yeah.
That's basically what's going to happen here. But this is like Manhattan 1970s. If you can buy an apartment in the Bronx and forget about your East Side Manhattan dream, well, you're going to in the future be able to buy, sell. I really believe in that. And I think that's the only real way, realistically now. It's like the new generation. This is what we've been given, right? It's not. I think it's always been hard. It's never been easy. But this is how we're going to have to step it up. You know, we had other sacrifices. Before people wouldn't have hot showers, now we do have them. We're going to be struggling more about buying our property, but we have a solution. You know, and that's what I think. If you come to any what do you call it, to a banker, to the new. So there's a new bank called Medialanum. They privately assess every client, even though you want to invest only 50 euros a month into the stock market. They will assess you, and they will tell you how to get to your dreams. So they have 4 different financial freedoms, which is sort of retirement plan, long-term, short-term, and basically your hobbies. They take all these things into consideration. And they're telling me the biggest problem with these 4 factors is that people are not planning. So they want to go on holiday. They want to eat everything they want to eat. They're not saving. They're not taking anything into consideration. You know? So
thanks to the idea of taking
So,
money.
so the savings part is a terrible way of doing it. In the traditional banking, this is what Mehdi Alamin told me. Traditional banking recommends you that. And actually, if you don't have $1 million in your account, they don't want to tell you about how to invest it.
Yeah.
They're not interested.
They're not interested, are they?
And that's why.
A business account, as they call it.
Exactly. And at the moment, my friend says to me, well, we are winning in satisfaction. Number one, customer satisfaction in the country. Number one, company loyalty. Number one, assessment. Number one, everything. They just basically, I can't go through it, but if I read it out, it's really impressive. They're not the number one like Santander and La Caixa. They've just come into the market 5-10 years. So they're building themselves up. But in terms of award-winning bank, they're the number one. Why? Because they're basically trying to teach their everyday customer how to be financially free. And I think that's an amazing step towards it, and that's why they're gaining popularity. And banks like La Caixa are losing. If you go in the high street, there used to be hundreds of the banks, right?
Yeah.
Now every single corner, you're like, that's shut, that's shut.
Yeah, it's,
Because the idea was to charge their clients €100 a month, so they would pay for this.
Yeah.
The concept has gone out. People don't want to pay it, and the banks are slowly closing. So, but what he wanted to say to me is that La Caixa banker has maybe 10,000 clients to his name. 1 to 10, it doesn't really matter. There's no limit. He can just keep on going. He's only allowed to have 250 clients to assess. So his bank says, well, if you want him, you're going to have to let go of another. So once you have that portfolio, they really believe that you only have the capacity to assess 250 people a year. Which that means that so instead of being like the smallest fish, which only has €1,000 savings a year, to the biggest fish that has 1 million, he will assess you the same way.
Yeah.
And the bank has this philosophy that the ones that are trading at 1 million saving a year, they grab it, the same as let's say Volkswagen when they do Bugatti. They spend billions on creating Bugatti, but when they come up with this modern technology, then they apply it to the smaller cars. So the Volkswagen Golf.
It filters down. Yeah.
It filters down.
Yeah.
So these big bankers are basically filtering down, which these normal banks can't. The reason why they can't do it, the reason why they're winning this competition, is like Caixa can't assess one banker can't assess 4,000 people, but he can assess 100 at the million rank.
Yeah.
So then they are destroying their own reputation. But the thing is, this is modern day banking. He's trying to tell me that we have a unique opportunity. So between an assessed real estate agent and a banker, within a 10-15 year plan, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
But without aims and objectives, like any good business,
Yeah.
you're just aimlessly going. And I think there was
a direction. Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, Harley, that's some very great, fantastic information there for us.